we have the current stock market update for AMC Entertainment Holdings Incorporated, stock ticker AMC. Before we begin, if you find these educational materials to be helpful with your trading, please remember to click the like and subscribe buttons and leave your thoughts below in the comments section so that other traders can find this information more easily on the platform. So what we're looking at here is the 1 hour time frame. Each candle on this trading period represents a one hour trading session. And as we can see here, the stock itself has managed to continue posting a bit of a higher high here into this most recent trading session. So what we were looking at previously was a price high that came in at $4.50. We have seen sort of an incremental move higher here, coming in at $4.53. So on the positive side, this does sort of, give us the sense that the stock has managed to continue to post higher highs. The problem here is that it's not much of a higher high. I mean, this is just literally just a couple of pennies. So the question at this point is whether or not the stock is ready to start turning around, and whether or not we have started to see an end to this upside reversal that has been taking place ever since. The stock did manage to find some support right around $4.03. So, the real issue at this point, I think, is, we have to sort of look at the longer term history here and look at exactly what has gone on with this stock over time. I mean, we've been covering the stock now for quite a while, almost daily updates here. And we're looking at just the price action itself. So this is a very in-depth view of what has been going on. And as we can see here, the prior bounces off of this $4 area, this lower $4 area, have been quite substantial in the past. So, you can start to look at this and try to make a bullish argument for the stock. But what, the problem here is that, this price movement currently represents about 50 cent gains here off of a $4 share price. Now, if we go back, in time a bit, if we look at the $4.32 support zone that did develop itself toward the end of June, we can see that the price movements here were much more substantial. I mean, we saw share prices move from 432 into 575 with very little drawdown in the process. There were a couple of instances of selling pressure here, like this movement, for example, right here. But, other than that, it was really just a straight shot into 575. It was a very strong upward surge in share prices. Prior to that, we saw an even more forceful price move off of 410. So we can sort of remember this here. Share prices bounce off of this 410 area and move all the way to $6 per share, just below there. So that's a 50 cent. The current movement is 50 cents. This prior price movement was 50%. Okay, so this was almost a $2 price gain here, and that represents trading gains of almost 50%. Whereas this most recent price movement here is 50 cents. So it's a very big difference here. This is a much smaller price movement, and as we can see here, the trend has been much weaker in terms of momentum. I mean, you can make the argument here that this is a more stable uptrend, and we are starting to form higher highs and higher lows, and all of that would be true. But the problem is that this overall price structure here is very small in comparison. One other thing that I can point to in the positive direction here is that, share prices are attempting to break above this exponential moving average cluster. We are sort of breaking above this 200-hour exponential moving average at the moment. And that is a positive sign. I mean, it does suggest that positive trading volumes are present. You're also seeing some, trading volumes here that are moving in the upward direction. So you've got positive momentum in share prices and positive trading volumes as well. So these are positive signals. And then if we look at the indicator reading, you can see that this is mostly positive. I mean, there is some indication of downside momentum that is starting to develop from a shorter term basis here. But for the most part, I wouldn't even really call this negative momentum. I mean, I suppose it's slightly negative momentum, but not very much. I mean, this is almost a flat line here. So, for the most part, this indicator reading is showing positive momentum, even if we do break below this more drastic uptrend line in the relative strength index. We would still have one more trend line to sort of fall back on. And, you'd probably need to see share prices test into those lower fours in order to start to break these downside price trend lines here. So the real question at this point is whether or not these price movements are sustainable. On the one hand, I would say that you could try to make that argument because this is a very stable formation here. It's not drastic in nature. You're not seeing trend lines that look like this, for example, or something crazy. It's a much more stable trend outlook here. And those do tend to be more sustainable, and they don't break to the downside as easily. But at the same time, it really wouldn't take much of a downside price movement in order to break that level to the downside. I mean, currently we would need to see share prices move into right around 420 or so, 425, and then that would start to break to the downside, and then you would no longer have this sequence of higher highs. So, as it currently stands, there are some real questions that AMC traders need to be asking themselves. Do you want to be using these bounces as an opportunity to get out of this position at somewhat higher levels? Or do you want to sort of maintain this, I don't know, fantasy that the stock is going to have this MOASS and that you're going to have this massive short squeeze here, and it's imminent? The point that I would make here is that there's a lot of talk about stock market manipulation when we're dealing with AMC and GameStop, and my response to that is, who cares? I mean, even if this is true, like even if you're right about all of this, how much does it really matter if you can't sell the stock at some other whatever you think the real share price is? I mean, if you think that the share price currently is being artificially influenced, when does that resolve itself? When are you actually going to be able to capitalize on this? Because if the answer is never, it really isn't a good idea to be trading this stock. The issue here and the main thesis here rests on the possibility that maybe we could see another short squeeze. But if that does not develop, you have to understand there are many other stocks to be trading in the market. And this is why we have a member section of the channel, because we have 14 different stock trades that are going on right now. I believe 2 of them are down. So just sort of compare that to the people that are currently trading this stock. I mean, look at your own trading account. How many of your stocks are up? How many of your stocks are down? Currently, we have 2 stocks that are down minimally, kind of 8% type of a loss, and then 12 of them are showing gains, and some of them have seen incredibly successful gains. We had a trade that had 90.6% gain in less than a month. We had another stock that had a 65% gain in 3 weeks. But we've got several stocks. I mean, most of them are trading substantially higher at the moment. And just compare that to your own trading account. I mean, you can continue to believe this fiction that the share prices are manipulated, and we've got to attack the short sellers and all this stuff, or you can actually get into some real stocks. So here's the current market update for AMC Entertainment, stock ticker AMC. Our high value trading strategies membership is currently available for a limited time for only $9.99 per month. These high conviction investment strategies are characterized by superior risk to reward metrics that target massive market beating returns over time. Join now to outperform the market. Lock in this special introductory rate of just $9.99 per month for the entire lifetime of your membership and start trading stocks with the pros.